Hello everyone and welcome to Saturday and welcome to Turkey on July 4th. The most patriotic thing you can do as an American is visit Turkey. It's definitely Turkey. Hi everyone. We are currently in Kusadasa. We've actually been here for quite a while. We slept in a little bit because you have like 5 hours in the city and we feel like you don't need quite 5 hours. So we got up a little late because we were tired. We're going to go grab a bite to eat and then we're going to go to Turkey, look through the bazaar and walk the streets and
get some Turkish coffee.
Yeah, I had Turkish coffee and that was something. But yeah, maybe get some coffee. Mark and Rhonda will not be joining us today. They went on an excursion. They going to Ephesus now, or is that later?
They're Ephesus now.
Okay, so they went to Ephesus. We won't be going to Ephesus. We'll be staying in.
I think they're also going to the house of the Virgin Mary in ancient Ephesus, but they may be going to the Ephesus through the ages.
I'm not entirely sure.
Or Ephesus in the terrace.
But it's irrelevant. They won't be joining us today, unless we see them like later for dinner.
We might see them for lunch, because we'll be on the boat for lunch.
Okay. Well, let's grab a bite to eat and let's go see what Turkey has to offer. This is the bazaar. This is the place that is commonly associated with not Turkey, but the port. Yeah. So we're walking through now. We've already been approached by I don't know how many people, like 5 or 6 people just in like 10 minutes to get taxis to go to Ephesus. So apparently Ephesus is like a really big deal. I mean, it is a big deal. I mean, if you're a part of the Christian faith, it's a big religious epicenter. I don't know if I could call it an epicenter, but it's a big deal. So that's why a lot of people may want to go to Ephesus. We're not particularly interested, so we're just walking through the bazaar and seeing what else this little port in Turkey has to offer. It's cool. Sure. You want to go up or down? We'll go up.
Take my picture. Look, my shop. I give you information. This is the carpet shop, Turkish carpet, handmade. And what she's doing in here, I give you some information. Mm-hmm. You know, you buy jewelry, you buy diamonds, you buy leather in your country. You find that maybe $100, $200 more, but you don't find Turkish carpet.
No.
Turkish carpet, if you find, the price is going to be like 4 times in your country. And this is my showroom. And I show one of the carpet, the silk carpet. That type silk's there for the floor.
Okay. Wow.
Silk. And the silk, when you look from one side, the color is light.
Yeah.
And dark.
Wow.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. That type silk's there for the floor.
And how much would something like that cost here?
Something like this size, silk and silk.
Yeah.
$1,450.
Okay. And in the States.
In state, the price is gonna be not less than $8,000-$9,000.
Okay. Wow.
The silk one.
So we've walked around Turkey for a while. We've seen a pretty good amount. We've probably been here for like 45 minutes now at this point. You probably saw that we spent a good portion of the time in the last clip in a carpet store because some guy pulled us in when we were at the bazaar. The guy was super nice, and the carpets were really awesome, and his information was awesome. And to be honest, I kind of wanted a carpet. I kind of did. Like, obviously, like when we went in, I didn't, but he was very persuasive, along with everyone else at these bazaar type stores, because when you're walking by, all of the store owners are standing outside and they're like trying to pull you in. And there's also multiple bazaars. Like we were in one bazaar, but there's just bazaars everywhere. Like we thought we were looking for like one thing, but no, there's I don't know how many places are around, like shopping centers, and they're called bazaar, and they're all the same thing, because when you walk through, there's people like trying to pull you in to buy stuff. But the carpet guy gets a pass, because I've never been to like a Turkish carpet store, and he was very, very nice. And like I said, almost, kind of, 80% almost got a carpet. He's a nice guy. Anyway, so now we're just kind of lounging out here, and we may get some food here. We may go back. I feel like it's not Turkey, it's this port town. It's kind of, I don't want to call it a bust, but because all of these bazaars and things are essentially the same, and it's just it's almost annoying when you're walking through them and people are like trying to pull you in so desperately. I don't know how much more time we'll spend here. I was kind of interested to go to Turkey, but this is not a good representation, I feel, of Turkey. This is like super commercialized, touristy Turkey that wants you to buy stuff. So, it's still pretty. The view is still good. Decided to grab some lunch before we went back to the boat. So I get a hamburger and fries. Mal's got a Caesar salad. Any different than normal? A lot of extra tomatoes, which is cool. And they put a lot of pickles on there, which I am a fan of because I like pickles a lot. Also under ice cream flavors, apparently there is Smurf flavored and whatever Atom is. Oh, and gummy. A little unusual. I'm tempted to order Atom flavored ice cream just to figure out what it is. After lunch, we decided to just head back to the ship. We still have 90 more minutes that we're docked here at this port. But to be honest, there's not anything else we really want to see. I just took out my contacts, put my glasses in because Mal and I are a little tired still, so we're going to take another nap. But I don't know. I'm sure that this isn't probably a great representation of Turkey as a whole, but Kusadasi, I don't remember the name. It's very, commercialized, and maybe that's just part of the culture, like people standing outside the shops trying to drag you in. But it does make it kind of difficult. It makes you kind of want to stay away from those areas, stay away from the bazaar. But otherwise, the scenery was nice. Just not quite the same as Greece, and I think so far I've preferred Greece. Mykonos last night was preferable to this. But now we can say we've been to Turkey, which is something. I'm going to take a nap now, and then I think Mark and Rhonda may join us for lunch, possibly. So we'll see what happens. I don't remember what this is called, but it's beef something, and the beef actually just melts in your mouth, which is really nice. Now, you don't know what it is, though. It's just, quote-unquote, a fish.
Yeah.
Rhonda got the same thing.
We were just
I think they
talking
both got the same
about
thing.
how I don't like dill, and Rhonda doesn't like rosemary.
And when you just had rosemary? I'm sorry. At lunch, Mark and Rhonda were talking about their trip to Ephesus because they actually went. And it sounds like we may have missed out a little bit because they had walked around the town, Kusadasi, a little bit before they went.
No, after.
After? It was after?
When they got back.
And they were like, man, that, because they also were approached by people and stuff like that, and they said it was pretty terrible, but they loved Ephesus, and they said it was really fantastic. Just from a historical and archaeological standpoint, they said it was fascinating and beautiful. So I feel like we kind of missed out in that sense, because I mean, I don't want to put Kusadasi, I have no idea what the stupid city's called. I don't want to put it down, but it was not great because there's so many people trying to buy you stuff. Even when we went and sat down on a bench for a while and just looked around, we had several people come up, several different people within the span of like 5 minutes, and try to sell us like perfumes and colognes, and I'm like, my God. So that did make it kind of a crappy experience. But I also feel like that's not a good representation of Turkey as a whole. So anyway, what are we doing now?
We're going to go meet up with our Gate 1 guide.
Okay.
And get our tickets to take the tender boats to Patmos.
Patmos! That's where we're going. We're going to Patmos, which is also a big...
port town.
Well, it's a big port town, but it's also, like Ephesus, it's a big... historical religious place. It was where John wrote Revelations. Revelations. I can't remember if that's the S or not. But he wrote that on the Isle of Patmos. So we're going to be seeing that today. We don't have any tours there either, but I feel like it'll be more pleasant to walk around than Turkey was. No offense to Turkey. I told Mao, if you ever wanted to get lost, I think we just did it. Because we're currently on the Isle of Patmos. And not only did we get to the island, we decided to just start walking. And it's not as commercialized and touristy as Mykonos was. So like we got through the little tiny touristy part in like 10 seconds. And then we just kept walking and we saw a sign for Holaka Beach. And this is it. this is Halakha Beach. I mean, I really feel strongly that we are like kind of in the middle of nowhere, but it's cool. It's peaceful.
Yeah.
Which is neat. The other cool thing is that the boats, we had to take a tender boat from our cruise ship to the island. There's like tons of them. There's like an entire fleet necessary in order to get everyone off the boat. Now that we're here, I'm not really sure what we're going to do. I had mentioned earlier, but the island has religious value because it is the island that John, I don't know if he wrote Revelation here or just received the revelation of Revelation, but it obviously has historical or religious significance because of that. Unfortunately, beyond that, it doesn't seem like a whole lot. Like Mykonos was, even if you didn't take a tour at Mykonos, it was like you could still walk around and see stuff. Patmos is not like that. It seems like the one thing to see was the monastery, and we didn't go on that tour, and now it's just like there's not much here. But we're going to go back and walk through the town a little bit and show a few things, but there's not very many people here. We started walking and we actually found a little bit more to Patmos. There was a different direction that we went, and it kind of led to more of the touristy stuff. Still not as big as Mykonos, from what I can tell, but like there's a lot of people, you know, chilling in the water and everything down yonder, so that's going on. Mal stopped into the bakery.
Yep.
And got
Cookies
and a croissant.
Here, the croissants. You want one?
Yeah.
They're buttery
The
and
croissant.
chocolatey and lovely. Oh, you can also see the monastery from here.
That's really good. Wow. What now?
Monastery.
Oh yeah. From here you can actually see the monastery. I'll zoom in so you can see it up there. Had to get a tour to go. I mean, we could also go with a taxi, but apparently it takes a long time to get up there. And we really don't have that kind of time since we didn't take a tour or a taxi. We've already been here a little bit, so. Still, I'm having a good time. And these are delicious.
These are amazing. It's like Nutella in there.
Mm-hmm. You're standing on a rock and you're holding your phone. Nothing can go wrong. Is it? It's Greek night. It's packed.
You're supposed to wear blue and white.
Yeah, we're wearing blue and white. And we're gonna buy lots of fashion jewelry. I had kind of forgotten that it was the 4th of July because we spent it in places that don't remind me of America. We actually didn't eat at that restaurant.
The line, it closed.
Yeah, I didn't show it, but like shortly after I filmed that clip, they closed the doors, and they were like, "It'll be 30 minutes," and we're all like, "You kidding me?" So instead of eating there, we went to the buffet and just ate some stuff. And I would have shown it. I would have shown it, but it was not. I
think I would have rather eaten at like Sam's or Costco.
Oh, to be fair, Sam got some good hot dogs.
I mean,
oh, they got
yeah,
some.
and they would have been hot.
Yeah, it wasn't anything worth showing.
The little donut things were good.
And it was Greek night. It was Greek night. Everyone's supposed to wear blue and white, and everyone goes to this restaurant, and then, you know, we couldn't get in, so we decided not to wait and just go eat at the buffet. And then after that, they had a show.
A musical guest was on board,
and the Kings, which I believe it's a Greek group, and they were singing in Greek. It was kind of interesting.
We didn't have our phones to look them up.
Yeah, we were in there for a little bit. It wasn't
they weren't bad.
Yeah, I feel incredibly neutral about it.
Me too.
I think it wasn't bad. It just wasn't anything that I particularly, you know.
The neutral race on Futurama.
I have no strong feelings one way or the other.
There's actually a YouTube video of that alien saying a clip. It's like 10 seconds long, and for years, people have been keeping the likes and dislikes the same, and it's really astounding. It's like the internet coming together for a common goal that's dumb. It doesn't make any sense.
Really fun, though.
It is funny though. Anyway, after that, we actually just sat and chatted with Mark and Rhonda for
a while.
Long time. It was fun. We were going to play a game, and then instead we just decided to talk, and it was nice.
It's not really a good space to find game spaces on the ship.
Yeah.
Everything's like music, loud.
Yeah, there's a lot of music. There's a lot of, and this is kind of weird, but relevant for playing games. All of the tables are very small and circular. And when you have 4 people and you're going to play something like Dutch Blitz,
Or Uno even.
or even Uno, like, you need more room. And there's not tables big enough to play these games. We tried to play Dutch Blitz last night, and like while we played, it didn't go.
It was a struggle.
It was very hard, so it's not exactly a game-friendly ship. Tomorrow we have 2 more places we're going. In the morning we dock in Crete, and we're going to be in Crete for a little bit.
Herculean.
What's it called?
Herculean. Herculean.
Herculeon.
Herculean.
That's happening, and then tomorrow afternoon, evening, we're going to Santorini. So.
And we're doing our first excursion.
Our first and only excursion. So, yeah, fun stuff. Also, we saw the pictures that Mark and Rhonda took when they were at Ephesus, and
We did miss.
we did miss. But how would you have known?
I know.
Like, the description that they tell you
It's like
for the excursion does not make it sound interesting. See where, the Virgin Mary, looked through a glass. I'm like, oh, I don't really care about that. Well, it turns out, if you went,
it's
it was
the best
it's
preserved
like
ruins.
it's freaking amazing. And I'm like, well, why didn't you tell us about this and the thing? So I do feel like we kind of missed out on that, but that's okay. Tomorrow we're going into Crete. We're just going to be going into town. I have a feeling it will look very much like Mykonos and Patmos did, but that's okay. And then tomorrow afternoon Santorini. That's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, let's meet back tomorrow, shall we? That's what really made it good to me. And that's not in Earthbound Beginnings.
Oh, bye.
Oh, you fell. Well then, eat it. Take out some of these guys.